Another video about Andrew Tate. I've never heard of this podcast before. I guess it's called I'm not sure what the podcast is called. This is a secondary channel, but the name of the video is Two Alpha Women Confront Andrew Tate. Let's get this video started and talk about it.
Room now.
Yeah.
I've never really watched a podcast with him with two ladies facing him.
Ooh.
And I saw in all the press,
Yeah.
he's like, I've had to defend him because I know him very well.
Yeah.
He's a misogynist, he's that, he's this. Have you ever seen an issue with him? I want to know, as a woman. Now you're on the camera, this is going to go out.
Go on, tell the world I'm horrible.
You're going to both have your opportunity.
Yeah.
From everything you've seen, edited, non-edited.
Yeah.
What was your issue or what's your non-issues
Well, the
with him?
first time I saw
Be
you
honest.
speak on something, I remember I wasn't really watching the TV. I just heard it in the background. It must have been on my phone, and I heard you say something, and I was like, "Is that guy Pakistani?" And then someone was like, "No." I was like, "He's definitely Pakistani." You were saying something that was very familiar for me. I'm Pakistani, so I was like, "He must be." And then I found out you grew up in Luton, so I was like, "That makes sense." Everything.
From the first, it doesn't seem like they're alpha women. She seems like she's agreeing with
He
him.
says, I'm so familiar with it. I would expect nothing less. The men I'm around would think exactly the same way. So I don't find it shocking or misogynist. I'm raised like that.
Do you agree with it? That's not about what you're used to now.
Well-
I'm asking with what his stance is.
Yeah.
Do you agree as a woman? Because he gets a lot of backlash, but he made a good point.
Yeah.
I've been around him nearly every day sometimes.
Yeah.
I've never seen a woman in public come and say something bad. So
Right.
I want to know, who are these women? Is it a movement? I want to know because I've never seen anyone say
I
it
would
to
say
me.
one thing. I would say sometimes it can be divisive. Like what we're saying, nice guys finish last, but sometimes nice girls do. And I think let's try and remove the division and focus on society rather than just men have this really bad. I get men have it really, really bad. But society is shit. Women have it bad in some ways, men have it bad. I think women are becoming more and more detrimental. I think that, but it's not really entirely their fault. It's the way society is now structured. So I think
Yep, it's the way society, and she's right. It's not no one's fault for the way that people think and stuff. It's the society, as she was saying, it's the society and how things are portrayed and how people receive news and receive things. It changes. It just influences people, like social media, different things like that. It tries to influence you, to get you to believe these things.
let's try and less this division and more how do we fix this, because I want to see families. I want to see, and sometimes what happens is it's not you but your followers. I always say your followers are this loser guy who's never had option, who now starts saying fuck women, and it's like, but you haven't earned that place. You can't speak like that because you haven't done the legwork.
Is this in the war room, bro?
I agree with that. Like I don't take from his message any of that. I take from his message that you need to be strong, you need to make money. The world's gonna be fucking tough. You just gotta persevere through it. You can't stop. You gotta keep on going, because if not, you'll have no value. He said, as a man, you're like a video game character. It's like you're playing GTA. You just gotta keep on leveling up your character until you're the man.
She's dissing your Hustlers University, bro.
No. I get they're putting in the work though. They're in some way putting in the work, but it's the guy with not putting in the work who's just listening. The problem is when your message.
Yeah, she's right on that. Like, if some dude's saying that, that's kind of messed up. Fuck women, fuck all that, bruh. That's kind of messed up to say. I don't take anything like that from his message at all.
Lands on men without money, they can't. It doesn't land properly because they're just saying, "I want lots of women, I want lots of hoes," but it's like you can't fund those women and you can't get those women to submit to you, so you can't emulate Andrew Tate, but you want to, and so that's where we need to kind of educate them. In order to have your views, they have to have your lifestyle.
Valid.
Yeah.
That's very valid. And I feel like I do say it a little bit, but I need to say it more. But
Maybe.
I say repeatedly that if you're
I
not,
hear
if
you
you're not
say
a top
it.
tier male,
Yeah.
you can't. Life sucks. And I agree with you about the
Yeah.
divisive thing as well.
Yeah.
The only reason some of it comes across divisive, I think, is because a lot of the time, especially in America, I'm arguing against rabid feminists,
Yeah.
right? So I'm trying to say blah 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 blah. But no, that's valid points though.
That's the only issue.
Well, that's the only issue for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, Lubna, it's good you actually met. Lubna's the one who wrote an article like backing us when we were doing that event here. And as an Arab lady here, it was very good, empowering, because I've noticed one thing: the Western women don't like to feud with Arabic women who are educated. I've noticed that they fear them.
Yeah.
Like with Lubna, when she posts, I see her comments. It's not really anyone going against her with me. It's like, you're this, you're scum. You've got a wife in a picture there without a hijab. Your kids are this. Like I get this abuse because But look,
That's horrible, bruh. That's horrible.
what was your issue with his whole?
That's why I don't really like social media like that, because people, they just want to, well, not really if you're not popular like that, but People just want to bash you, bruh. Make you feel bad. They don't care.
Did you have an issue? What was your issue with Dubai itself, or some Middle Eastern pockets of Middle Eastern women? This new generation having an issue apparently online.
Look, I think that for you to be as famous as you are today, you had to do things in a certain way. You had to be extra controversial, and now you got here. You know, I think the reason a lot of the women were pissed off because it's kind of like you're just turning in the knife. You know what I mean? Telling them like, ooh, you know, we can do this. Like we've got you know, and you can't. You know. So I think now that you do have that platform, you can actually be really helpful to a lot of women. Like I think a lot of women do agree with a lot of things that you said, and men, but they don't necessarily like the delivery because it's just a little bit like, you know.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it. She literally just explained it right there, just in a different form of words.
Kind of like pissing off.
But it's an amazing platform to create because you won't believe how many racist little white boys are now saying, "I want a Muslim girl to." I want a, and I'm like, "Oh, look, you've completely eradicated Islamophobia." And it's something like Mo Salah did for a little while in Liverpool. Like they really actually became. And I think anything that, from my perspective, anything that can draw light to a faith that I feel really passionate about, I'm always grateful for whoever shines a torch on that. So
I won't even say it's young white boys, because if you go to Russia, the men are same as me, same as us, like Russia, East Europe, these kind of places, they're very alpha male, they're very old school, traditional.
Very
I think
traditional,
it's the Western, real
so
Western
Islam comes
pockets.
naturally to alpha men. It kind of is a natural transition because it teaches alpha kind of behavior anyway.
Like,
so,
Last thing in the video, y'all, pretty interesting video. It didn't really seem like they were alpha women. They had some valid points, and they said their valid points, and they had a nice discussion about it, and were able to nicely talk about their issues and problems and solve them, which is always great to see. Well, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, about Andrew Tate, about what they were saying in this video. I will catch y'all in the next one. Later, y'all.